And welcome to Fairbury, American Legion Speedway. It is the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds live right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. It is a World of Thunder series. Chris Nunn here along with side Zach Newton. Zach Newton, welcome to Hashtag Falls.
Oh, it's good to be here. Fairbury's always exciting. We're going to see some elbows up, door banging, open wheel modified racing tonight. I can't wait.
And we're going to take a look at the point standings real quick before we head into qualifying. Actually, we'll do that after qualifying. We are currently running straight into qualifications. Get 2 minutes on the clock, 1 lap, and we'll check out and see who will take the top spot. We got some cars on the racetrack. There's James Grace. Speaking of Grace Productions, UMP Modifieds, there's James in that number 269 machine.
Yeah, we're going to see probably some quick times here out of these guys. Track looks like it's in great shape. It doesn't look like they reset it after practice, so these guys have kind of figured out where they're going to run, and it's a simultaneous qualifying. Brett and I covered a midget race earlier in the week where we had 1 car at a time qualifying, almost like real life qualifying. It's a different experience on iRacing as we see Blake Majulis now taking time.
Tanner Tomasi at the top spot right now, 12.807. Hayden Cardwell sitting in second, 12.822. Dixon Slinger in that 3rd spot. Landon Caps, Tyler Batten, but I have a feeling that Julius is about to put himself at the top spot, 12.775.
Yeah, not playing around here tonight. We see David Heilman coming off a great run in late models at Kokomo last week and try his hand at the open wheel modifieds this week. We'll see where he winds up on the timesheet. Majulis taking quick time by 0.03 of a second. Heilman checks in at 4th.
Good run for David Heilman right there. Here's Davin Cardwell in that Kyle Strickler looking machine there, the old high side tickler skin. How about that looking car there?
That's a sharp vehicle. We'll see if Cardwell tickles the high side. Looks like he's going to run the cut down line through 1 and 2. Going to drive it down, off the banking to the inside here in 3 and 4. We'll see where he winds up.
He about tickled the wall on his first lap. 3rd quick. I have a feeling if he didn't get crossed up there in turn 1 on his first attempt, he might have had the pole.
He might have. We'll see Mark Llewellyn taking time here. He's going to plant himself in the 8th spot.
All right, that will do it for qualifications here at Fairbury. We will take a look at your qualifying rundown. It was Blake Majulis, your fast qualifier at the time of 12.775. Tanner Tomasi, 2nd quick. Davin Cardwell, 3rd. Hayden Cardwell, 4th. And David Heilman rounds out in that 5th in their top 5. We have 5 heat races coming up, Zach, here. And the point standings, it is Mr. Wilson, Dylan Wilson, leading the point standings right now, 385 points. Blake Majulis sits in 2nd. Then is J.D. Brown, Zach McSwain, and Ryan Underwood rounding out the top 5 in points. Zach, Ultimate Dirt TV, starting grid for heat race number 1.
We take you to the starting grid here. On the pole, the 127 out of New York, it is Blake Majulis driving for D1RT. It is outside the Slinger Motorsports number 51 entry of Dixon Slinger.
Coming to us out of Carolina, it's number 25 is Zach McSwain starting 3rd. Outside of him, Tanner Folds Racing Machine. That'll be Tanner Folds starting 4th.
Inside row number 3 is the $1 Million Motorsports entry, number 18, Terrell Payne. It is outside the 21 of New York's Quinn Wallace.
And row number 4 on the inside is Brian Johnson out of Texas in the 121. Outside of him in the Native Pride Racing number 19, that'll be Donnie Batiste. Rounding out the field in the 721 machine, that'll be James Normoyle in that number 721. So the Money Man, and Blake Majulis, the nickname I gave him a few weeks ago, Blake the Money Man Majulis, because he always seems to come through when the money's on the line.
Yeah, he's definitely, you can't deny it, the gold on the race car, the gold in his wallet. That's he's tough to argue with when there's a cash purse up for grabs. Still sporting the Swindell Speed Labs logo there on the modified. Probably looking to get that remedied here in the near future. Now driving for D1 RT Racing.
If only we knew somebody that wraps cars.
It's weird. It's almost like there's a guy talking right now.
Green.
In that line of work, as we get the green flag here on heat number 1. Majulis way out in front through turn 4. He's right up on the cushion here at Fairbury. That's where you want to see these guys run, and that's the gutsy line. It's also the fastest line. He dives to the inside of 3, slider line through 3 and 4, and he's going to lead lap 1.
At turn number 1 and 2, past that scoreboard, it is Blake Majulis out front. Dixon Slinger on the top side of the number 51 machine, holding on to that second spot. Bounces around into turn number 3 and 4. It's still Majulis leading. Slinger, McSwain, and folds. Now Terrell Payne moves into the 5th spot.
You see 2nd, 3rd, and 4th kind of running a very similar line. McSwain kind of settling in behind Slinger there. They bunch up through 3 and 4. Slinger gets a great run into 3. He's going to look at Majulis, but I don't think he's quite got the gusto to pass him just yet. We go on board here with Dixon Slinger. You can see him trying to do his best to run with Majulis. They're running very different lines through 3 and 4.
You can definitely see the lines they are running. Here comes inside Slinger as we still stay on board. As now we move out to our outside camera of Dixon Slinger. Trying to make something happen with Majulis. Majulis takes a hard line up top there. Lap number 6 here. Dixon Slinger trying to find any way he can to get around Blake Majulis. Majulis has made that car about 100 feet wide.
Yeah, if there's anything that's hard to do in iRacing, it's get around Blake Majulis. He's real good at not only getting spots, picking people off, but he's really good at holding on. Does a great job of staying in front of you, guessing your line, maybe a little mirror driving. You know, we can't say for sure. These cars in iRacing do have mirrors, unlike their real-life counterparts. But he does a really great job of keeping it in front of you. He starts to check out here a little bit with just 1 to go.
Final time around down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. And out of turn 4, a winner of heat race number 1. It's going to be Blake Majulis. 2nd place goes to Dixon Slinger. 3rd place to Zach McSwain. And I believe top 3 transfer. We're running 5 heats. I believe the top 3 will transfer.
So McSwain going to hold on to that final transfer spot. Great performance out of Dixon Slinger. I believe to be a newer name here, not one that I recognize as immediately as Majulis and McSwain, Tanner Folds, and some others. But a great run for him to come home 2nd in that heat race. He's going straight to the big show as we get ready to line up heat race number 2 of the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds.
And on the pole, we're going to see Tanner Tomasi in the number 09 machine. Outside of him in the 144, it's going to be Brent New starting 2nd.
Rolling off 3rd in the 521 is Landon Capps out of Texas. His outside position 4, Bobby Mattingly in the number 3 entry.
Row number 3 on the inside is Garrett Papiat in the number 47 machine. And outside of him starting 6th, going to be Jackson Rexing in 93.
Inside row number 4 is Miles Jansen in the 67. Is outside the 41 of Logan Rumsey. Starting shotgun on the field, number 32, Isaac Kimmerer.
So we're going to get set to take another 3 cars to tonight's main event here out of heat race number 2. I was just at Fairbury a few weeks ago and saw one of the best modified features I've ever seen in person. Mike McKinney and Mike Harrison just dicing it out back and forth through lap traffic, sparking the wall slide job fest. It was nuts.
Well, it's hard to get much better than anything that involves those 2 guys in the UMP Modified, Chris. I got to be honest with you.
All right, green flag is going to fly here in heat race number 2. We are underway. It's going to be Tanner Tomasi leading the field with Landon Capps. Behind him in that 521 machine, Brent New in that 3rd spot down the back straightaway.
Tomasi's high, wide, and handsome running that upper line. He's got his hands full with Capps to the inside, though. We're going to see if he can make it stick. He's got to keep it going.
Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, it's going to be Tanner Tomasi down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Zach, take over for a second. I got to let the dog out for a second. He's going crazy.
Absolutely. Tomasi's running a great race so far. He's looking very comfortable out front. It's Brent New and Landon Capps right behind him side by side for that transfer spot, that 2nd transfer spot. They're both going to go, but we're going to have to see where they start here. It's getting very dicey, 2 very different lines. You can see Capps glued to the bottom of the racetrack all the way around here. Tomasi, though, looks like he may be slowed up a little bit. They're starting to gain some ground on him, and this is a 3-car race for the lead all of a sudden. No, Tomasi back out front gets a great run down the back straightaway. Capps looking to put a slider on through 3 and 4. Oh, and we've got a mess in turn 4. Oh, car's upside down. You hate to see that if you're Brent New. Running a great race securely in a transfer spot. Now both of those guys, as we look at our Wicked Cushion instant replay, Both of those guys are they're going to have to race their way up through a B main, it looks like.
Yeah, you don't want to get put behind the 8-ball early here in this heat race. It looks like it's just dive bomb there for the lead. And that's just tough racing right there.
Yeah, it looks like our buddy Landon Caps there just ran out of talent. Tried to throw that Fairbury slider, stick it up in there, and you see Tomasi running a cut down line, and just they meet in the middle. And unfortunately, the guy who really gets the short end of that stick is the 44 machine, who then winds up on his hat with a little help.
It's up break for Brent New there.
Green flag,
He had a pretty quick car, the number 144 machine, but now he's going to have to figure out a way to get back up through the main event as we are back underway. Tanner Tomasi's got Garrett Pepiat now to the tail end here, right on his back bumper as they roll out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 1 lap to go here in heat race 2.
Yeah, this is an absolute battle. The big winner of that caution flag is Garrett Pepiot, and he gave Tomasi a show. I don't think he's quite got enough track left to get to him. He's going to take a hard run off the high side, but looks like he collects the wall a little bit. If settle for second. Third place goes to Jason Rexing, but touch them all is Tanner Tomasi. That's the way to do it.
Good run for Tanner Tomasi, taking the win. Garrett Pepiat in second, Jackson Rexing in that third and final transfer spot. Then it was Mattingly, Kimmerer, Jansen, Caps, New, and Rumsey rounding out the field here in heat race 2. Take a look at your Ultimate TV starting lineup for heat race number 3 and set a pretty good run there in qualifying late. Davin Cardwell in the pole spot outside him. Mark Llewellyn in the number 28 machine starting second.
Inside of row number 2, the number 8 of Tyler Batten to his outside, the 99 of Jeffrey Bond.
Row number 3 on the inside, I guarantee you I'm probably going to butcher this name. It is Michael Oxett in the number 81 machine, and outside of him, Jack Weaver in the Mid-South Third Slingers, number 034.
Row number 4 is the 515 machine of Death Dealer Motorsports' is Chris Cox. To his outside, Todd Hook, the Todd Father, number 23. And shotgun on the field, Team Outlaw Motorsport 510 entry of Eddie Holden Jr.
The Todd Father.
Yeah, it's a little Cincinnati baseball reference for you. So Cardwell looked tough in qualifying, like you said, crossed himself up a little bit, made a small mistake that probably cost him quick time. We're going to have to see if he can do the Kyle Strickler wrap. He's running tonight proud.
Green, green, green.
All right, we are underway here in heat race number 3. Going to get set to take another 3 cars to tonight's main event. Here the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds. Here comes Mark Llewellyn, the outside of Cardwell, and then number 8 machine now to turn number 4. He's going to lead lap 1. Contact back there in the third spot between Baum and Batten, but it's Cardwell and Llewellyn still trading the lead.
Cardwell and Llewellyn side by side. They trade a slider. Llewellyn goes to the cut down line, crosses back over. He's going to run the inside line through 3 and 4. It looks like he's going to hold on to the lead. Nope, Cardwell powers down the straightaway, gets a great run off of turn 4, but gets real loose over there in 1 and 2. What a move by Davin Cardwell. Driving the race of his life, trying to hold on to that number 8 machine around here. Way loose over in 1 and 2, but he's going to lead the lap.
And here comes a slide job from Llewellyn to the inside of Cardwell. Cardwell looking to dive back underneath into turn number 3 and 4. They'll both take the same line out of turn 3 and 4 as we are just past the halfway point. Cardwell, Llewellyn, and Tyler Batten's in that third and final transfer spot.
Cardwell's line strangely similar to, if you remember, the league race that we ran here at Fairbury, Chris, in the Newton Cattle Farms Boring Battle Royale Series. That Ryan Underwood cut-down line that we saw him running a late model. Cardwell driving it in hard, backing it into the corner, and then driving straight down almost through the second part of the turn. Really hard on the throttle, and he's looking very comfortable out front now. Llewellyn is settled in for second. We've got some racing with Todd Hook looking for that final transfer spot.
He's trying to get underneath Tyler Batten to get that third and final transfer spot away, and he hit the tire.
Yellow flag is out.
And turn number 3 and 4, tough break for Todd Hook as we are yellow.
Yeah, Hook had run a great race charging up through the field. Unfortunately, if you bump one of those tires, that tire wins 100% of the time.
Taking a look at it here as he just dove in. We're going to take a look down the back straightaway. He dives into turn number 3, and we'll see Hook, the tire, coming up right here. Boom, right there. Those Uke tires win every time.
Yeah, you were going to lose the fight with that tire, especially in one of these open wheel modifieds. There's a lot of risk for suspension damage there. We'll have to see if he can finish this race. Obviously he'll get the car fixed in between. The magic of of the iRacing simulation. But if he can stay out there and run and get some spots back and get a better B main start, that's what you want to do instead of having to come from the back of one of those B mains.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get yourself mired back in the back of a B main event, because you never know. With those B mains, they can be great races, they can be total clustered, you know what.
Yeah, especially here at Fairbury, you know, all these guys. World of Thunder is one of the biggest showcases on iRacing, and if you're in a B main, you want to get to the big show. You want to run with the Hayden Cardwells, the Blake Majulises of the world. You got to earn it, and unfortunately, at a track like Fairbury, earning it tends to get a little messy.
Out of turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Here comes Llewellyn, going to try to throw a slider on Cardwell down the front straightaway. What a race here in heat race number 3. Cardwell holds on for the win.
You know, I remember seeing somebody asked if they could add Mark Llewellyn into the league to get him into this race, and I think he just earned a spot, giving a Cardwell everything he could handle for the duration of a heat race there. Good on him as we get into heat number 4.
Wow, what a race there as we get set to look at heat race number 4, your Ultimate Earth TV starting lineup. Cardwell, Llewellyn taking the top 3 spots there in heat race number 3. It was Baum, Axett, Weaver, Holden Jr., Cox, and a Hook. Heat race number 4.
Good show on tap for you here in heat race number 4. Inside row number 1, the pole for heat 4 is Hayden Cardwell, one of the World Championship drivers running Grace Productions UMP Modifieds this evening. To his outside, the number 2 of CJ Howell.
All right, on row number 2 on the inside, it's Hagen Sorensen in the number 45 machine. Outside of him, Cody Gatsky in that Band of Brothers number 27.
Inside row number 3, the baby bullet, number 6, it's Rylan Gray driving for Jeremy Isabel Racing.
And Josh Reinerson's on the 6th spot. Starting 7th, we'll see Mason Myler in the number 20 machine in the Goon Squad racing car. Brett Rolls in the Vanderpool Racing number 17, and Alan Bergen's going to round out the field in 89. Zach, have another good one shaping up here. Pace starts off.
Should have a good one, but it's tough to argue against Hayden Cardwell. I look for Barry Sorensen, Hagen Sorensen to make a run here. But this is Hayden Cardwell's race to lose as he gets a great start, and it's going to lead him, looks like, out of turn number 2. He taps the wall a little bit on the high side, but Cardwell not afraid to go high. He drives low, runs the slider line through 3 and 4, pushes all the way out to the cushion, and drives hard down the front straightaway, and he will lead lap 1.
Taking a look, Hayden Cardwell in that Grip Pack Race Cars number K machine. I love that way that car looks. CJ Howell in that 2nd spot, Hayden Sorensen 3rd, as these 3 guys, they are absolutely pulling away from the rest of the field right now.
Yeah, the real class of the field are these 3 transfer spots, and you're not going to have to worry about, unless these 3 take each other out. Really, it's going to be these 2, because it's a 2-horse race for second between Howell and Sorensen. As Cardwell is starting to check out as you see him drive away down the back straightaway here. But some space opens up. These guys are single filed out. They're just comfortably cruising around Fairbury American Legion Speedway.
It was good to see Hagen Sorensen joining us, the youngster out of Iowa. Good to have him here. He's sitting in that 3rd and final transfer spot. CJ Howell 2nd. Hayden Cardwell 3rd as they roll down the front straightaway.
Well, if you want to know how comfortable Hayden Cardwell is running the high side at Fairbury, you're seeing him start to close in on lap traffic in a heat race. He looks like he's going to get Cody Gatsky here, and he'll probably get Mason too. Yeah, he absolutely does through 3 and 4. Drives hard down the front straightaway. He's putting guys a lap down in an 8-lap heat race, Chris.
And that was a 2-for-1 slider right there. That wasn't just your normal slide job there. He got 2 for 1 coming into turn 3. That last time around. White flag's going to fly this time by for Hayden Cardwell. Unless the ground opens up and swallows him whole, I think he's going to win this one.
Yeah, Cardwell going to win this one in a walk very comfortably down the back straightaway. Really got that car setting into the high side. He gets into the wall just a little bit, but it's not going to matter. He's going to easily win heat race number 4. CJ Howell and Hagen Sorensen in a tight one. Howell comes home 2nd. Sorensen 3rd. Rylan Gray, Brett Rolls, Bergen, Reinerson, Millure, and Gatsky the rest of heat race number 4.
All right, and here they go. Here we're going to take a look at our full field rundown here in heat race number 4, and we'll take a look at where everybody finished. It was Hayden Cardwell, your winner. CJ Howell 2nd. Hagen Sorensen in that 3rd and final transfer spot. Rylan Gray, Brett Rolls, Alan Bergen, Josh Reinerson, Cody Gatsky, and Mason Myler rounding out the field. Zach, heat race number 5 coming up.
Last heat race on tap for you. On the pole, the 49 entry of David Heilman. To his outside, Jimmy Emery in the 4.
Row number 2 on the inside, it's Dustin Hall, 331, and outside of him, James Grace, 269.
Inside row number 3 is Joshua Hessen in the 118 machine out of Indiana. To his outside is Matt Dixon in the 31.
And row number 4 on the inside is A.J. Alberita in the number 5 machine, and a youngster that I've been kind of getting to see race at US 24 Raceway. I've been announcing up there for the past few weeks. Caleb Sheetsy, he's a micro racer out of Northern Indiana, and the number 66. Good to have him racing here tonight.
Absolutely. Always good to get some new blood here in the Grace Productions UMP Modified Series. 8 laps is the distance in this heat race, and I think this one has the potential to be one of the most exciting heat races to watch.
You got Heileman and Emery out front. This could be a pretty good front row. Don't forget about James Grace back there in that 3rd position. As the Grace Productions UMP Modified heat race number 5 is underway here at #Falls. As Heileman takes the lead out of turn number 2. A little bit of contact. Emery shoots back underneath to go down the backstretch. But Zach, it's a battle for 3rd starting to shape up.
Absolutely. You got one car in the wall back there, but the battle for 3rd is on between Dustin Hall and James Grace. You can see Heileman right down around the bottom. That's the same line he ran at Kokomo last week in a late model to great success. He's going to keep it up here at Fairbury and try to use some of that moisture down at the bottom to make it stick. He's side by side from the lead with Emery.
Oh, and look out. Dustin Hall got sideways. I believe that was Dustin Hall. He got sideways. I'm not sure if that was exactly who that was. It was Dustin Hall. Got sideways there. Heileman trying to take the lead away from Emery. Cannot make the move stick as they roll out of turn number 1 and 2. Everybody's running the high side. Going to go on board here, Zach, with James Grace as we see what he sees.
And you can see we've got a battle on our hand. Heileman has adjusted very well to running the high side, but he's still making it stick. Grace is looking for room down low as he drives hard to the lower side of the corner on exit there, but nothing doing. He actually loses a little ground trying that. Heileman and Jimmy Emery very comfortable out front.
Definitely comfortable out front is Jimmy Emery. Heileman in that 2nd spot. James Grace in that 3rd and final transfer position. So we're going to come down to 2 laps to go as Heileman throws a slider on Emery. Contact out of turn 4. David Heileman now to the point as Emery's going to try to fire back into turn number 1. Out of 2, Zach, we got a good one brewing here.
Absolutely, we do. Heileman came to almost a complete stop in the middle of turns 1 and 2 to pull that crossover on Emery. Emery runs the low line. Heileman's on the cushion. Heileman looks quick up there. Has looked quick all throughout this race. He's going to pull out of turn 2 with the lead down the back straightaway for the final time.
Into turn number 3 and 4, David Heileman off the high side, rolls down the front straightaway, and he will take the checker flag. Jimmy Emery up in that 2nd spot. James Grace in that 3rd and final transfer position. As heat races have now come to a close here at Fairbury in the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds. We'll take a look at your full field rundown out of heat race number 5. It was David Heileman picking up the victory, and it was Jimmy Emery and James Grace 3rd. Then it was Hall, Dixon, Albreda, Sheetsy, and Hessen. We're going to be right back here in 30 seconds with more of the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds here on Ultimate Dirt TV.
Copy that.
And welcome back to Fairbury, American Legion Speedway, the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds. Chris Nunn alongside Zach Newton here on race number 1 of 3 tonight here on Ultimate Dirt TV, the World of Thunder iRacing Series. Take a look at your lineup for B main number 1. We're going to take the top 4 on the poles. Tanner Folds in the 15 machine. Outside of him, Jeffrey Baum in the 99.
Dustin Hall lines up 3rd in the 331. To his outside position 4 is Isaac Kimmerer in the 32.
Row 3 on the inside is Brett Rolls in the Vanderpool Racing number 17 machine. Outside of him, it's Brian Johnson out of Texas in the 121.
Jack Weaver will roll off position number 7 in the 34 machine for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers. To his outside, AJ Albreda in the 5.
Row number 5 on the inside. Well, we just lost our lineup there. We'll take a look. Josh Reinerson and James Wilmoyle. Then it's Chris Cox, AJ Albreda, Josh Hessen, and Logan Rumsey rounding out the field. Looks like we have 11 out of the 14 that have been scheduled to start here.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here now, if you haven't tuned into a World of Thunder race before, they reset the track after the heat races. and then they do 5-lap hot lap sessions for these drivers to drive the track in just a little bit. So it's not a totally green racetrack, but it keeps it better for the features, is what we found out over the last couple of weeks, Chris.
Yeah, I definitely like when a racetrack reworks the racetrack either before the B mains or right before the feature. I love seeing an elbows up, slide job fest.
Yeah, and the other thing, and this may come across as a little bit of a slight to some of these iRacing drivers, but there's a level of nuance to driving a slicked over racetrack that a lot of guys without real world experience in any kind of dirt car don't have, and it takes years to learn how to do it. And so this kind of helps avoid that just a little bit, give these guys a better surface for them to race on.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of guys are better when it's hammered down and tacky, and a lot of guys, they quite haven't learned how to pedal the throttle just yet.
Yeah, it is a skill that takes a lifetime to master. Here is Tanner Folds going to bring him to green in our first B main for the Grace Productions UMP modified hard on the loud pedal through turn 4. Folds going to comfortably lead down the front straightaway, but they're side by side for second, third, fourth. We've got a bundle, just a mess over there in turn 1. This looks like that late model race at Richmond I was watching earlier, Chris. Just a real mess off the start.
You're a wicked cushion instant replay. Take a look at exactly what happened coming out of turn number 1 and 2 as we take a look at the initial start here. Tanner Folds leads him into turn number 1. You're going to keep an eye back here. Oh, that's right there.
Yeah, that's one guy gets sideways, and then it's real easy to wad up an entire field of cars. Because Fairbury is wide, but it's not 2 cars parked nose to tail in the middle of a turn wide.
No, absolutely not. It looks like we are going to reset and restart here in this first B main. Once again, the top 4 cars will go to tonight's main event out of 2 B mains. Let's see who we will take out of here. Looks like Josh Hessen and Logan Rumsey out, or it may not have made the call. So,
yeah, I think AJ Albrito was the last car in the pit area. He made it out onto the track to start this one. So we're going to restart here with, I believe, caution laps are counting in this B main. So we are. If anybody's happy right now, it's Tanner Folds.
Yeah, absolutely. Sitting out front here in the B main, Dustin Hall, Brian Johnson, and Josh Reinerson rounding out that top 4. Only those top 4 will go to the main event. The rest will transfer to the trailer and try again next Sunday here on Ultimate Dirt TV, the World of Thunder iRacing Series. You're watching the Grace Productions UMP Modified. Zach, we're back underway.
Folds gets a great restart up there off turn 4 and is moving down the front straightaway. He's got Dustin Hall looking inside of him, Brian Johnson inside of him, but it's all Tanner Folds out front, looking very comfortable up there in the lead. Runs right through the middle of the racetrack, kind of taking away the low line there from Hall. Hall has to push up the racetrack, nothing doing so far from the lead.
Out of turn number 1 and 2 they go. Still Folds, Hall, Johnson, and Reinerson, and Jack Weaver now going to try to look in out of turn number 3 and 4. Jack Weaver and Josh Reinerson, all those guys, they race in the DCSSS series. They're racing with us here tonight in the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds, and they're starting to put on a show here for that final transfer spot.
Absolutely. It's a 3-car battle for that last transfer spot. Caps on the bottom, Weaver and Reinerson right in the thick of things. Caps is looking very quick on that bottom line. He looks like he's going to pull into 4th place. It looks like Reinerson got into the wall a little bit down the back straightaway. That's going to open the door for Normoyle, Rolls maybe. A couple of guys are going to get by him as they head down the back straightaway. It's all Tanner Folds out front.
Yep, final time around here into turn number 3 and 4. Thought Dustin Hall is going to try to feed him a right rear there coming out of 4, but they are safely in the show. Folds your winner, Hall second, Johnson, and Landon Capps going to get that 4th and final transfer spot in that 521 machine.
We'll go to your...
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Our producer, I couldn't catch that. Blake, thank you very much for those 25 stars, buddy. Once again, you can contribute to the program here. Send us some stars. It helps us out, helps us stay on the air, and we appreciate every single bit of it.
B-Main number 1 results. Tanner Folds takes the win. Dustin Hall second. Brian Johnson third. Landon Capps in 4th. Jack Weaver, Normoyle, Rolls, Reinerson, Kimmerer, Baum, Cox, Albrita, Hessen, and Rumsey headed to the house, Chris.
Take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting lineup for B-Main number 2. We'll take the top 4. It's Bobby Mattingly, your pole sitter, in the number 3. Outside of him, from the Hoosier State, it's Rylan Gray in 6.
Inside of row number 2 is $1 Million Motorsport entry number 18, Terrell Payne, to his outside New York's 81 of Michael Oxett.
Row number 3 on the inside, it's Matt Dixon in the 31 machine, and outside of him, Miles Jansen in 67.
Position 7 is the 89 of Alan Bergen. Starting 8th, the 19 of Native Pride Racing is Donnie Batiste.
Row number 5 on the inside, it's Eddie Holden Jr. in the 510 machine, and outside of him, another Hoosier State driver, it's Caleb Sheetsy in the number 66.
Row number 6, Brent New in the 44 on the inside, and in 12th, if Brett will throw the list back up, it's going to be Todd Hook, the Todd father.
Todd Hook, and they got Mason Meidler also here in this race. It looks like Caleb Sheetsy and Quinn Wallace have not gridded for this one, so we'll go with 13 cars.
13 cars, again, the top 4 transfer. Should have
yes, sir.
Another great B main. I'll tell you who's the car to watch in this one as we watch another 5-lap hot lap session here. These guys continue to work this racetrack in. Todd Hook was great in the heat race until he collected that Uke tire on the inside of turn 3 and 4 there. I look for him to be on the move here. He's going to try to be getting one of those 4 transfer spots.
He's definitely going to be a man on a mission here in this second B main event. Once again, the top 4 cars do transfer out of this one. The rest will have to go home and try it again next week as the field rolls out of turn number 3 and 4. Or down the, turn 1 and 2, excuse me. That's the backstretch grandstand. That's where I sit every time I go to Falls.
Well, it's closer to the track. You don't have to watch across the horse track.
Exactly. All right, final pace lap around here at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. There you see the announcer's tower and chief starter. It's usually James Whittington in the flag stand, but tonight we got Barney, the iRacing flagman, with us tonight.
Barney does a hell of a job all over the country at these iRacing events. It's an honor to work alongside of him in any official capacity, Chris.
Well, he does hundreds of races all at the same time. It's amazing how he does it.
A unique gift. Bobby Mattingly leads the field to green off of turn 4. Riley Gray does not get a good start. He's going to have to work to get back into second around Terrell Payne there. They're side by side all the way back. You can see Oxett and Dixon battling it out for that last transfer spot. Terrell Payne on the inside of Gray. Gray looks like he has the position down the front straightaway.
Into turn number 1 and 2 they go down the back straightaway. Out of 2, Terrell Payne and Rylan Gray do get it out for that second spot. Michael Oxett there sitting back there in 4th, all comfortable light in that final transfer position. He's got Matt Dixon trying to catch up to him as he blinks himself back onto the screen. Down turn number 2, 3 wide almost, Zach, into 3.
3 wide down the back straightaway, nothing new here. Fairbury, Rylan Gray going to lock up second place single-handedly. He's at least one of 2 cars single file out front there, side by side for third. Oxett and Payne go back and forth. Oxett looks like he's going to try to get Gray as well off of turn 2. Matt Dixon going to stick his nose into this battle as well. Todd Hook up to 7.
Todd Hook trying to make his way up through the field in the number 23 machine. He's up to 8 now. He fell back 1 spot. Michael Oxett now he's got that 3rd spot away from Terrell Payne. He's got that bottom group starting to roll in, does Oxett.
Yeah, using exclusively the bottom half of the racetrack there, but giving him plenty of space around those Uke tires. Almost like a low middle line. We are under caution. We're going to have to go to the Wicked Cushion instant replay here. See, Donnie Batiste brings out caution flag number 1.
Take a look at exactly what happened with Mr. Batiste here. As, a little bit of contact. Coming out of turn number 4, Batiste ends up the worst for wear, facing the opposite direction down the front straightaway.
It's easy to loop one of these things, especially if you get a little bit of help here at Fairbury, and heaven knows there's plenty of people that'll provide a little bit of help here at Fairbury.
Absolutely. You get a little crossed up, and you got a whole bunch of cars coming behind you. You are pretty much done for. There's not much room here at Fairbury, a little quarter-mile racetrack. You don't have very much room, but man, I tell you what, you know what I'm looking forward to, Zach? Weed Sport. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh man, Weed Sport is going to be a lot of fun, and me and one of our producers, Will Duvall, one of the admins for World of Thunder as well. He and I were having a conversation about Weed Sport coming to the iRacing service, and what a mess turn 1 and 2 Weed Sport's going to be. As we are back under green, it's going to be green-white checker. Chris, going to see a little overtime action here in our second B main.
Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. We'll hit more on Weed Sport here in just a second here after this B main event. So we roll down to 3 and 4 out of turn 4. White flag in the air this time by for Bobby Mattingly. Final time around.
Bobby Mattingly looking very comfortable up there on the cushion, drives down off of turn 2, down the back straightaway for the final time. Short of the track, as you say, Chris, opening up and swallowing him whole. This one's going to belong to him. The Indiana kid, Rylan Gray, going to come home second. Michael Oxett and Terrell Payne. Todd Hook, 1 spot short of a feature transfer. He comes home in 5th place.
I'll tell you what, hooking that tire in his heat race really put him behind the 8 ball and finishing 1 spot out of the transfers. So Mattingly, Gray, Oxett, and Payne, your top 4 out of that B main event. Yeah, you're talking about weed sport. Turn 1 and 2, the first race, I think we're probably going to wad up 10 cars.
Oh, I can't wait. I told Steven that the first World of Thunder race in Discord, I think, is a part of Late Model Speed Week. I think it is night 4 after the 3 nights in Lernerville. And I want to be on the call for weed sport because I can't wait to have myself a giggle as we get into our warm-up for the feature about just the mess that Turn 1 is about to call.
If you ever get a chance to check out an aerial view of weed sport, Turn 1 and 2 is insane. It's nuts.
And then when you get down to track level, what you realize is there are concrete construction barriers around the inside. It's not just a berm like at Knoxville or a Uke tire. No, it is a foot-thick concrete wall. The margin for error is slim.
All right, warm-up getting set to be complete as we've wadded up 14 cars already in the warm-up session. Zach, what do we say we take it from the back to the front here on your Ultimate Dirt TV starting lineup? We'll go from the back to the front and work our way towards the pole position, just like Brett likes to do.
Absolutely, we can do that as we get down to page 2 here for our wonderful producer, Brett of Ultimate Dirt TV. Will get us there. Starting shotgun on the field, the 18, it's Terrell Payne, or the 51 is his actual car number. 18 is the iRacing entry, $1 million motorsports entry. Row number 11 to the outside, the 5 of Landon Capps. Michael Oxett will roll off in the 81 inside of row 11.
Starting 20th on the grid, we'll see Brian Johnson out of Texas, and starting 19th on the grid out of the Hoosier State, it's going to be Rylan Gray.
Dustin Hall will line up in 18th in the 331 machine. To his inside, one of your B main winners is Bobby Mattingly.
Starting in row number 8 on the outside is Tanner Folds in the number 15 machine, and inside in the 15th position, $1 million motorsports entry, James Grayson, 269.
Row number 7 looks like this. To the outside, the 45 of Baby Barry Sorensen, now going by Hagen of Sorensen Racing. The 13th position is Tyler Batten out of Carolina in the 8.
Row number 6 on the outside, out of Indiana, it's going to be Jackson Rexing in the number 93 machine. And starting 11th, out of Carolina, it's Zach McSwain in 25.
Row number 5, Jimmy Emery in the number 4 entry, driving out of Missouri. To the inside of row number 5 is the 2 of C.J. Howell.
Row 4 on the outside, Mark Llewellyn in 28. And inside of row number 4, we're going to see Garrett Pepiat out of Michigan in the 47.
Row number 3 is Dixon Slinger in the 51. After a great showing in one of our heat races this evening, David Heilman in the 49 will roll off in 5th.
Starting in the 4th position, going to be Hayden Cardwell, 1 to watch, and then row 7 machine. And starting 3rd inside of row 2, Davin Cardwell in 101.
Your front row, Tanner Tomasi in the 09 entry, and to his inside on the pole, the money man out of New York. It's the 127 of D1RT's Blake Majulis.
That's right, the money man sitting on the pole position here at hashtag Falls, and you get him starting on the front row. He is going to be one that is hard to beat. And Zach, taking a look, it is one of the most awesome sights in motorsports as they take shape down the back straightaway as we take a look into turn number 3 and out of turn 4. Coming at you 4 wide, race fans. Those of you watching at home, watching on your computers, watching on your cell phones, watching on your tablets, it is the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds right here on Ultimate Dirt TV, coming at you 4 wide.
And Chris, as we watch this 4-ride parade lap, we see these guys get warmed up here and get back into double file. What you're going to see tonight is going to be very interesting because 3 of your top 5 drivers in points are absent tonight. And in fact, if you go a little farther down the top 10, we're missing some very big names. Dylan Wilson, your points leader, is out of this one, as is J.D. Brown. Ryan Underwood did not make the call this evening. Clay Devin did not either. So a number of guys going to make some points gain. Tanner Tomasi rolls off 11th. He's got an opportunity to jump up a bunch of spots in points this evening. We're in for a great show here in the Grace Productions UMP Modified Series, and there's a lot to gain for some of these drivers right here.
And you definitely, once again, you can drop 2 races, so maybe this might be one of those drop races for one of those guys up front in points, but Here's some other guys that are wanting to gain some positions here as this 40-lapper is getting set to roll off. I love these little short distance races. I'm a 30-lap kind of guy. I mean, 40 laps is okay. I'm a 30-lap shootout kind of guy.
Oh yeah, in modifieds, I am definitely a shootout guy. We got one more pace lap here. Majulis getting ready, maybe showing his hand a little there, getting in the throttle there in the middle of 3 and 4, or a little gamesmanship out of him. He knows Tanner Tomasi to his outside, but his real competition, I think he knows rolling off 4th. But don't discount David Heilman, the younger Cardwell Davin, or Dixon Slinger. Those are guys who would love to make a name for themselves here on World of Thunder.
All right, here we go. We are underway. It's Blake Majulis, your leader, out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Got to complete lap number 1. Blake Majulis, Hayden Cardwell, Davin Cardwell, your top 3 as we roll down the front straightaway. Yeah,
Majulis looking very quick, but the 2 Cardwells back there, they're side by side, which is great for Majulis. Tanner Tomasi did not get a good start. He drops back to 4th. But out front right now, it's all Blake Majulis. If Hayden Cardwell can get clear at Davin, I look for him to start setting his sights on the 127 machine, but he's got his hands full with his little cousin.
As they roll out of turn number 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. But you get Blake Majulis out front, man. He is one of the hardest cats to catch in these iRacing, no matter what class you're in, modified. And we're cautioned, yellow is out on the racetrack here for the first time. Take a look at what happened to Tanner Folds here on our wicked cushion instant replay. Hooked a tire.
The Uke tires claiming another victim here tonight. Again, you will not beat those tires, no matter how hard you try.
No, I don't think he hit it enough where he slowed to a stop. And iRacing, I don't know if iRacing brought out the caution or if it was one of our race officials, but nonetheless, caution is out.
And that's all it takes. And if you're Blake Majulis, you're not happy to see it. He had started his sort of traditional walk away from the field, but now they're going to bunch back up, and Hayden Cardwell is going to have a good shot at a restart.
Indeed, we'll see what happens here on this restart as we are in a 40-lapper here at Fairbury, American Legion Speedway. Not a lot of time here on these quarter miles. So we'll take a look at the field as the pace truck still on the racetrack.
You can see once again, I think Hayden Cardwell hanging back a little bit. He's going to try to game this restart and see if he can have something for Majulis as we head into turn 1. Lights are out. Field bunches back up through turn 3. Majulis on the gas. The rest of the field not far behind him. Cardwell to the inside. He's going to dive low into turn 1 and 2. Majulis up on the cushion, going to get a great run. Davin Cardwell going to try to follow him as they head down the back straightaway. They are side by side for second, but Majulis again leading comfortably.
Get their quarter-mile smiles in here while it lasts, because next week we're going to be on the half mile at Knoxville, so we're going to be spreading them out a little bit next week. So good to have our fun here on the quarter mile while it lasts.
Yeah, they're 2 more radically different tracks than Fairbury and Knoxville. I don't think so. But out front, it's all Blake Majulis, Davin Cardwell, and Hayden Cardwell battling every lap. This has been an absolute show out of these 2. Unfortunately, it's for the middle spot of the podium, which is not where you want to be. Dixon Slinger trying to stick his nose in from 4th. He looks to the inside of Davin Cardwell, but nothing doing there. They push up the racetrack. Hayden Cardwell running the low line and making it work. He's going to hold on and clear for second place.
Everybody running the high side out of turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. It is still Hayden Cardwell holding on to that second spot. Davin Cardwell right behind him in that 3rd position. It's Dixon Slinger and Tanner Tomasi rounding out the top 5. So it looks like that top groove right now is the way to go. Blake Majulis starting to pull away. We got lap traffic. Jackson Rexing ahead of them.
Top groove absolutely seems to be the line around this racing surface as we are under yellow once again. Have to go to our Wicked Cushion instant replay here from the booth and see what we can make happen. It's newcomer Mark Llewellyn after a great showing in a heat race. We'll see if he had some help getting around here. Up there running the high side through turn 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. He drives hard into 3 and 4, slides up, and I think is that Tanner Tomasi he gets a piece of?
Yes, sir.
It absolutely is. And then he collects the nose of Heilman, and hopefully it's just Heilman as you see that car get punted.
So that's what happened on our latest episode of when slide jobs going wrong here.
If there's a place where slide jobs will go wrong, it is absolutely the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. The house that slide jobs built, you could argue.
That is correct. Slide Job City. You remember last year's Prairie Dirt Classic when Brandon Shepard threw that slide job on Bobby Pierce, that $30,000 slide job. We are going to get set to go back to green flag racing. That was a heck of a finish.
I have to go back and rewatch that one. Anytime that Bobby Pierce loses, my heart flutters a little bit. So I could absolutely go back and watch that one. But we are getting ready to go back under green here. Sorry, my bias shows a little bit.
Yeah, those opinions don't necessarily reflect the views and opinions of those here at Ultimate Air TV. What was that? All right, get some more. Give a little shout out here in just 1 second here.
Blake Majulis going to bring him around here and take the green flag. He gets another great restart. The kid has a gift for getting off the green flag way out in front of the field, but Cardwell, Hayden specifically in this case, he's all alone in second place. There's a little space between him and Davin now as he sets his side on the 127 entry. Davin looks to the inside. He's making that low line work, but unfortunately it's not quite enough through turn 1 and 2, but he does close the gap in. Meanwhile, Majulis checks out just a little bit. Cardwell runs that slider line and closes the ground just a little bit. We've got some 3 wide racing back in the field. You see Heilman, Slinger, and Tanner Tomasi there. Heilman looking to the inside. He's a real catfish, that guy. Way down there in the mud trying to make something work, Chris.
Still pretty wide down that front straightaway. Once again, big thanks, Melon Focus, sending us some stars. Look out, Tomasi's in the wall coming out of turn number 2. Down that back straightaway into turn number 3. What a battle we've got brewing here. In that 3rd spot, you got 5 cars duking it out.
Yeah, Dixon Slinger running in 4th, and he looks like he's got that spot comfortably. But now there's a 4-car race for 5th back there. David Heilman's got it. Tomasi, Hagen, Sorensen, and CJ Howell all want it. And we've got, what looked like a race car mating display there on the front stretch. Terrell Payne and Jackson Rexing bring us to a Wicked Cushion instant replay as we see what happened here off of turn 4 down the front straightaway.
Take a look here as we see a little bit of contact. There's the welling. Oh, got bottled up there, and Terrell Payne had nowhere to go, and Rexing had nowhere to go either. This looks like Rexing is carrying Terrell Payne's car down the front straightaway.
It absolutely does. You see Payne dismounts there, drives into the infield to get clear. Real mess over there in turn 3, and we're under caution once again. Cardwell keeps getting chances, Hayden and Davin both specifically, to get a good shot at Majulis. He's not really able to build any kind of consistent lead here in this one, but they haven't been able to make it work so far.
Giving a shout out to one of our biggest fans, Bishop Payne, watching us tonight. Patricia, good to see you again. Always watching us here on Ultimate Air TV and World of Thunder High Racing Series. So always good to have our fans with us. We got David Allen in the house. He wants to know how to get into the league. All you got to do is send a message to World of Thunder iRacing League. Or send us a message on World of Thunder. Send us a message to Ultimate Air TV. We will point you out to the right direction. Garrett Pepiat says his nickname is the Michigan Madman. So now we got a name to give Garrett Pepiat in that number 47 machine.
I don't think you can give yourself a nickname, Chris, but I don't know if this is the venue to have that philosophical conversation.
Hey, if he wants that nickname, we'll give it.
All right, if you insist. So under caution here for, I believe, the 4th time in our A-Main. Blake Majulis out front of the Cousins Cardwell, Hayden in 2nd, Davin in 3rd. And we've got Dixon Slinger, Tanner Tomasi, all those guys back there.
All right, we're going to get ourselves lined back up again. Nobody's had anything for Blake Majulis just yet in that number 127 machine. As the iRacing pace truck looks like the lights are out. We need to go back to green flag racing. Coming up next time by here at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway, located right at the Fairbury Fairgrounds, here right in the middle of downtown Fairbury. Just walk right down the street. There's a Casey's General Store you can always go to get your ice and needs. It's just right down the road.
I've never been to a Casey's General Store. I don't think there's one close to me here in Kentucky. We see a green flag.
You are fired. You're fired.
I'm not opposed to going to a Casey's General Store, Chris. I just don't have one conveniently located. Majoulis out front of Hayden Cardwell.
We are back under yellow. Caution.
And we're back under yellow. This is a mess. Just the whole thing.
It's because you've never been to a Casey's General Store. That's why.
That probably is what brought out the yellow flag. Don't even skip the wicked cushion instant replay. Everybody missed the restart. It's Davin Cardwell that brings out the yellow flag this time.
Let's see what happens here at the number 8 machine here. He's been running a loose car all night long. Well, we'll see what happens here in the number 8 car.
Oh, it looks like Dixon's. Ooh.
Dixon Slinger helped him around. And everybody piles in to Mr. Cardwell after that.
Well, if you can't beat them, dump them, I think is what the kids say. And unfortunately for Davin Cardwell, that's the philosophy that may have been employed there just a little bit. I think he was trying to run that cut-down line that we've seen him run a couple times, but you kind of have to woe the car up there at the top of turn 1 and 2. And he is not happy about this, I don't think.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall in race control right now.
Yeah, that is it's probably not a great place to be there. But it's all Blake Majoulis out front, and he is staying out front. So far, at least.
So we're letting race control get everything situated here. And you get our lineup set back and forth right now as it runs. It's Blake Majoulis, Hayden Cardwell, Tanner Tomasi, David Heilemann. How about CJ Howell? Haven't talked about him much. He's up in the top 5 in that 5th position in the number 2 car.
Great show for him. You see Dixon Slinger lost some positions there. He dropped back a little bit as a result of that caution flag. We'll have to see where he shakes out. Blake Majoulis still out front. Hayden Cardwell second. Tanner Tomasi back up to 3rd. David Heilman running another great race here at Fairbury. And then CJ Howell, as you pointed out, in 5th. Barry Sorensen, Hagen Sorensen in, I believe that is going to be 6th place. You see the iRacing, when caution laps don't count, the iRacing scoring system loses its mind, and that tinkers with our leaderboard there in your top left corner of the screen.
Looks like Dixon Slinger has been given an EOL for that incident up there in turn number 1 with Davin Cardwell, so he's going to go to the back as well.
Well, if you're Dixon Slinger, you hate to see that. That's where all the bad stuff happens, is Blake Majoulis goes green almost in turn 3, but a great restart. Barney seems okay with it. Cardwell throws a slider, can't quite make it stick. Majoulis is going to lead off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Hayden Cardwell still looking for something for the money man out front.
Good throttle control there by Hayden Cardwell to keep from absolutely dropping an elbow. Blake Majoulis off the top rope there out of turn 1 and 2. They rolled into 3 and 4. And we take a look back at Heilemann and Sorensen and CJ Howell. That is the battle for 4th as we roll down the front straightaway.
CJ Howell running that low line that we've seen David Heilman run to great success here tonight and again last week. And he's going to look to the inside of Sorensen. He may have 5th here off of turn 4 down the front straightaway. We'll have to see if he can make it stick.
He's got the 4th spot. Sorensen there back in to that 5th position down the back straight. It's good to see he's got his first name back.
Yeah, Hagen Sorensen moving around Fairbury International, or Fairbury American Legion Speedway here tonight. But David Heilman holding comfortably on to 4th. Out front, it's Hayden Cardwell now. He's made a pass on Majoulis. We'll have to go back to the replay in our next caution flag, see if we can see how that happened. But Cardwell is out front and off to the races. Majoulis now has his hands full with Tanner Tomasi.
Well, it's just like Hayden Cardwell just hit the turbo button and boom, he is out and gone. Is Hayden Cardwell. Blake Majoulis in that 2nd position. Tanner Tomasi is our 3 wide back there for that 4th position. Heilemann, Howell, and Sorensen. Heilemann gets that 4th spot as we are yellow. Caution is out on the racetrack.
We'll have to. We go to our Wicked Cushion instant replay here to see what happened. Llewellyn, and I believe the 121 of David Johnson. You see James Grayson frame there. Brian Johnson, excuse me. Yeah, they make contact down the front straightaway. And that's all it takes.
So tough break for the lead singer of AC/DC there. Yeah, it's first. Sorry, I had to make
first all the throat issues, and now his modified night maybe over here at Fairbury. I tell you, it's tough luck that guy's last year or two.
But how about Hayden Cardwell getting the lead away from Blake Majulis? Did not think anyone was going to have anything for Mr. Majulis the way it was been running, but man, I'll tell you what, he is out front now, and once Hayden Cardwell gets out front, he is a tough one to beat as well.
Absolutely, he is. The only thing that I can think of that might burn Cardwell, he's a big high side guy, and if he jumps the cushion or gets up there into the wall, we saw it in a late model race a couple weeks back at Lernerville. If he jumps the cushion, he went over the hill in turn 4 last lap and lost the race. That kind of small mistake here at Fairbury, a lot less forgiving than just going over the berm with a concrete wall looming, a foot away from you.
I was just taking a look at those results from a few weeks ago, and man, I'll tell you what, Hayden Cardwell, he's had some good luck and some bad luck here in the World of Thunder iRacing League, and hopefully the good luck will continue here. As we roll down the back straightaway, Cardwell, Majulis, Tomasi, Howell, and Heilemann. Here comes Sorensen now to 5th.
Cardwell and Majulis putting on the show, deserving of 2 professionals out in front. Tanner Tomasi tried to stick his name in the hat, but CJ Howell now up to 4th. You can see barely still on screen. The top 3 as they fan out down the back straightaway. Everybody touches the wall a little bit in turn 4. David Heilman looking to the inside to make something work, and we are once again under caution.
Wicked Cushion Instant Replay. Take a look and see exactly what just happened here. To bring out the yellow. Take a look here. Tyler like batting. Oh.
Oh boy. Oh no. Yeah, that can get ugly. The Fairbury, the track exit over there is pretty well hidden. But if you collect the edge of that wall, your night is done.
Yeah, coming into turn number 3, there is an opening where the cars exit the racetrack, and that will reach out and bite you in a hurry, as will any, walls that are sticking out there on the back straightaways or on front stretches. They'll get you.
Yeah, they try to hide them as best they can, and you've seen a lot of tracks kind of move them or relocate those things. But yeah, it is there for the taking if you get out of control down the back straightaway, especially as we are ticking the laps down here, and Hayden Cardwell now out front of Blake Majulis. Tanner Tomasi still riding in 3rd. CJ Howell, David Heilman, your top 5 as we get ready to go green here off of 4, Chris.
Laps are clicking down. We are getting close to getting the 10-go signal as we roll down the front straightaway. Still Hayden Cardwell, Blake Majulis, Tanner Tomasi, helping CJ Howell rolling the bottom of the racetrack here at Fairbury. The high side looks to be the way to go right now, though. Everybody running off the top of the shelf. Cardwell, Majulis, and Tomasi still your top 3.
Howell runs up the racetrack and gets into the wall a little bit of there off turn 4. That's going to open the door for Heilman and Sorensen. He's going to drive hard back off of turn 2 through the middle, but he can't quite make the pass work on Heilman down the back straightaway. Heilman is going to take 4th. Hagen Sorensen now up to 5th.
Good run for the youngster there, the number 45 machine, Hagen Sorensen, as he got around CJ Howell. Garrett Pepiat is now up to the Fairbury caution out. Again, cautions breeding cautions here at Fairbury. So we'll take a look and see exactly what happened on your Wicked Cushion Instant Replay. Oxit, going to take a look to see what happens here with that 81 machine here.
They are 4 wide back there, Chris.
No. Looks like he got into Slinger, and Slinger went going for a loop. All right, laps are still clicking down here at Fairbury. Hayden Cardwell taking the lead away from Blake Majulis just a few laps ago. Something I wasn't expecting here, the way that Majulis was running throughout the first part of the race. But man, Cardwell, I'll have to ask him after the race over what he found to get him up front.
Yeah, he's really turned something on here in the, I guess, the middle third of this race. Again, we missed the pass. We were watching some great racing for the 4th spot there, and we missed Cardwell with what must have been some kind of heist to take the lead as they come to the green flag here. 30 down. I believe 15 to go, Chris? I'm bad at math. 32 down. But we're back under yellow.
Caution again. We have less than 10 laps remaining here in this one. It's a 40 lapper, but you got to add the laps to 45. So we've still got about 7 or 8 laps to go.
Chris, I went to public school in Kentucky, and math is not my strong suit. As we go to our Wicked Cushion instant replay to watch the tangle between Mark Llewellyn and I believe Zach McSwain. Oh yeah, McSwain gets looped around there by Mattingly, and then he collects Llewellyn and a host of other cars back there.
Can't get this race restarted.
We're going to give it the old college try here one more time with 7 laps to go. I'm hearing from the production truck. Thank you, Brett. Again, not very good at math. Could do some other things very well. But math is not one of them. Hayden Cardwell up front. Blake Majulis riding second. Tanner Tomasi third. Heilman, Sorensen, Howe, Pepiot, Caps, and Hall. Your top 10 as we are back underway here, Chris.
All right, here we go with 7 laps remaining here in this main event. 8 to go, in this main event here at Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Grace Productions UMP Modifieds. Hayden Cardwell, Blake Majulis tiptoeing and bicycling out of turn number 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. It's a pedal fest up top right now, looks like.
Yeah, the track is really slicked off there on the high side, and it's all about throttle control but keeping momentum up, and it's Hayden Cardwell and Blake Majulis who are excelling at it. You see them starting to put some gap between them and Tanner Tomasi. David Heilman closing in, and Hagen Sorensen right there to the inside. CJ Howell and Pepiot not to be counted out just yet.
Keeping an eye on that battle there. It is Sorensen looking to the inside of a Heilman down that front straightaway. Into turn number 3 and 4. Sorensen going to try to slide underneath Heilman, but Heilman's got the momentum down the back straightaway.
Heilman looking very comfortable up on the cushion in this one. 5 laps to go, now 4 as we keep ticking them off here at Fairbury American Legion Speedway. This race has not disappointed. We're going to have to see if Majulis has anything for Cardwell or if Heilman's got anything for Tomasi. Sorensen and CJ Howell back there side by side. We're under yellow once again.
Thought we're gonna be able to make it through. We'll see what happened here in your Wicked Cushion is to replay with Terrell Payne bringing out the caution.
You see Payne clear through 1 and 2 there. Now he gets into the back of Dixon Slinger, spins himself out.
Oh, and got collected by Llewellyn as well.
Oh, well. You hate to see that, but unfortunately could have been avoided. You just don't nose up under the back of another guy. Hayden Cardwell, definitely not necessarily benefiting, but it's not necessarily hurting him to keep having these cautions as we have 3 laps to go in this one.
22nd to 8th. How about it? 14 spots up. Landon Caps, as he's one of our high movers here in this one. As we take a look and see the licenses there, all the pro licenses there. McSwain, Cardwell, Majulis, all those guys. We are back underway here in this main event. Down the front straightaway they go. It's going to be a little trophy dash here to the win. 3 laps to go.
3 laps to the finish, and it's all Hayden Cardwell out front. Majulis is going to look low and throw the slider. Cardwell going to cross under. We'll see who wins the race to the line. It looks like it's Cardwell. He pulls up here. Majulis goes to the inside once again, but there's nothing doing there. He hits the Uke tire, but holds it together. But Cardwell has started to walk out. Majulis throws another slider, but there's still a pretty handsome gap between Hayden Cardwell and Majulis as we take the white flag, Chris.
Final time around down the back straightaway out of turn number 2. Hayden Cardwell down the back stretch into turn number 3. Taking the lead earlier on in the race. He's going to pick up the win in the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds over Blake Majulis in the number 127 machine in second. As the fireworks go off, we'll take a look at a feature rundown here in just a moment. Gotta love the pyro.
Yeah, it's those kind of quality of life ads that really make iRacing unique. Hayden Cardwell, your winner this evening by a second over Blake Majulis after Majulis threw a couple of last-second slide jobs and collected a Uke tire, but he does hold on for second place. Tanner Tomasi comes home third. Heilman and Sorensen round out your top 5.
All right, we're going to head over to the interview room here. We're going to head out of here and head down to the podium as Zach has got some business to take care of. I'll handle all the post-race interviews here. So we'll be right here and waiting for the interviews here in just a second.
On behalf of the World Thunder iRacing League, Daniel Passmore, BJ Duvall, and myself, Stephen McMillan, we want to thank the people working the front lines to serve our hospitals, our grocery stores, gas stations, first responders, and military personnel. Remember, it will take every one of us to get through this pandemic. Continue practicing social distancing, and together we'll get through this. God bless each and every one of you. And we hope you will tune in every Sunday night for the DirtFan.com iRacing series, live on Ultimate Dirt TV.
Going here on our podium finisher. We're going to get our winner, Hayden Cardwell, in. Hayden Cardwell, take us through the move you made to take the lead away from Blake Majulis there late in the race.
All it took was one mistake from him. I just kept on pressuring, just see if he would make a mistake, and it was just one little mistake that he made that let me get by. Nothing really exciting really happened that race. He just got in the wall there, and he pretty much gave me the win there. We just talked about it. He said good race. It was a fun race though. I told him if I would have made the mistake that he made, he would have just got right back around me. So, all in all, we were hanging on there, and were able to cruise to the win once we got out front there.
Tell you what, though, you've been having a great season all year long, picking up some good wins. There's a lot of competition here in the World of Thunder, especially in the modified division. You got to be pretty happy with this win, considering all the competition.
Yeah, for sure. To win any kind of races on this game means a lot. And Brett, be quiet. And anyways, it's been a great couple weeks on here, and just to come out and get a win in World of Thunder, means a lot. And we'll be looking for the next 2 races tonight. Thank you.
Who you got helping you out that helps make it happen for you?
Yeah, just all the guys at Slick Sim Sport. David and McSwain for running with me tonight. Dustin Hall was in there too. Can't thank Dustin enough for the sweet paint. Dominator IRAPs, for everything he does. Jennifer Hans and Bobby Hans for all they do for me. I can't thank them enough. Jason Bryson, Vanderbilt Race Cars. Everybody that puts a hand in helping this sim racing deal go around. It means so much to me. You guys for the broadcast. I enjoy listening to you and Brett, Chris, and it means a lot to come in here and talk to you guys. And Steve and everybody with the league, last week wasn't too good for this league, but Steve, he got in here and, handled business, and I feel like the modified show went a lot better than it did last week. So hoping for better races tonight in these next 2 races.
All right, that's tonight's winner, Hayden Cardwell, here at #Falls. Going to bring in our runner-up. All right, here we go. We're back now. Blake, take us through what happened there when you lost the lead to Hayden.
Nothing. Just choked on the top and gave it away. Just gave the win to him. Sometimes, my setup was quite tight on the wall there, especially when it was slicking up. I just had to do so much to get it turned in, and that is what it is. But definitely choked.
Yeah, Fairbury, it's very small, it's very narrow, and it gets kind of one group dominant up top. Were you weren't getting off the top at all, were you?
No, I didn't really have plans to. There in the beginning, I ran the bottom a couple laps in 1 and 2, and it felt good. But just knowing I was out front, I didn't really want to change my line too much, thinking someone could get a run on the left side of me. So I kind of just stayed up there.
All right, running with the D1RT stable. How's that going for you?
Good. So far, it looks like we had some decent speed here tonight. Just, it is what it is. The driver lost the race, so I can't do much about that.
We'll see if you can rebound here throughout the rest of the evening. Who you got to give thanks to who's helping you out?
Yeah, just D1RT Racing, Sim Seats for everything they do for me. Matt Logan at ML Performance, Design 75, Jeremy Ray, Down Under Graphics, you guys for broadcasting, of course. My girlfriend Tia for everything she does, and everybody that watched, thank you.
All right, that is Blake Majulis, tonight's second place finisher. Going to bring in our third place finisher. There we go. Had an issue with my push to talk button there. Tanner Tomasi, tonight's third place finisher. Tanner, a podium finish, pretty consistent race for you. Just got to be happy with the third place finish.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a pretty good race all in all. It was a pretty good struggle there towards the beginning. My internet was bugging with me, and cars were blinking all in all, and got to try to fix that tonight.
You got a couple more races to do it in. We got third place finish in this group of competitors here. There's no slouches here in the world of Thunder when it comes to any of our divisions. So you'll take a third place finish any day, won't you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who you got helping you out that you want to give thanks to helps make it all possible?
Oh man, Dylan Wilson. I want to be able to run these races as competitive as we are. If it wasn't for him and everybody over at D1RT Racing, they do so much for me. Velocity Fire Seeds, Domination Race Cars, Restless Tank Racing, some buddies, Daniel Passmore and Chase Winkles, and you guys for putting all this up and broadcasting it for us.
All right, that is tonight's third place finisher, Tanner Tomasi here on the Grace Productions UMP Modified. Zach Newton, any final thoughts?
Oh, great race, Chris. Looking forward to the rest of tonight's racing action here with you. Going to have some great stuff on hand here at Fairbury American Legion Speedway for the folks.
All right, coming up next Level Designs Pro Late Models. That's be coming up here shortly, right here on Ultimate Dirt TV and the World of Thunder iRacing League. So with that, we're going to take us a little break, get ourselves hydrated, and ready for our next racing action. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you here in just a few minutes. My name's Chris Nunn, alongside Zach Newton. We'll see you here in a bit.